Greetings and welcome to the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brett Ferraro, and we have a great show for you today. The Battle Mountain Huskies hockey team had a great weekend wherein they beat Summit 3-0 at Summit. It was a great game. We got to speak with some of the players about the game and how they're feeling about the end of the season. And the Eagle Valley speech and debate team has made it to the national qualifiers. They competed on Saturday. We spoke to a few of the competitors about how they were preparing for this national qualifier tournament, as well as how they're feeling about the team overall. But first, since the winter seasons are starting to wind down, we thought we'd give you a little bit of a standings update. Eagle Valley is doing extremely well this season, but the boys' perfect league record got stopped when they lost against Glenwood Springs on Thursday, 69-67. With this loss, the Devils are second in their league with a 3-1 record. The girls unfortunately also lost on Thursday against Glenwood Springs with a score of 75-30, making them also second place in their league. Moving on to our smaller schools here in the Valley, the Vail Christian Saints are dominating this year with a perfect league record of 8-0, with only one more league game to go in the season. The Vail Mountain School boys are close behind with a 6-1 record, losing only to our very own Vail Christian High School in league play. This is going to be a very interesting postseason for basketball in our valley this year, so be sure to check it out. We are going to take a short break. When we come back, we're talking all things hockey, so stay tuned. The Battle Mountain Huskies hockey team played one of their main rivals, Summit, on Saturday, and they beat them 3-0. What a great game. Earlier in the season, they played Summit at Dobson Ice Arena and tied that game 3-3. We got a chance to speak with some of the players about the game and how they felt they've improved since last time they played. Let's take a listen.
We are here on the scoreboard with Keegan, one of the players of the Battle Mountain varsity hockey team. Keegan, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good, yeah.
How's practice going so far?
It's going pretty good. Went up to second line. It's been fun, so yeah.
Awesome. So what do you think made that difference that brought you up to the second line this week?
I mean, unfortunately, we have a few players missing, but again, it's my senior year, so it'll be super fun up there.
Well, fantastic. So as a senior, how long have you been playing hockey?
Oh, I can't even tell you, like 9 years, I think, something like that.
Awesome. So, I mean, that's kind of a little bit of a late start for a hockey player, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know, 9 years ago, that was like 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most hockey players tend to start when they're like 3, 4 years old. What got you started in hockey around 9?
Oh, our neighbors had a ice rink in the backyard, and then I remember one Christmas I got skates, and we just went out there.
Oh, awesome.
Super fun.
Awesome. Kind of a serendipitous start to it, and I take it that you've been enjoying it if you're still playing.
Yeah, it's been super fun.
So how long have you been with the varsity team?
Varsity team, this is my first year with the varsity team, so yeah.
Fantastic. And what high school do you actually go to?
I attend Vail Christian High School. Yeah.
Fantastic. It was my first time talking to Vinny, who apparently is the only one who actually goes to Battle Mountain. So, against you guys' game last week against Summit, you guys did pretty well, 3-0 win. How did you play?
I played pretty good. I got a good amount of shifts in, and then what was really fun though about Summit is I went to Vail International Hockey Trip. So half of the players on that team I went to Europe with, which was amazing.
Oh, fantastic. So tell me a little bit about the Vail International Hockey Program.
So it's a program where you get to play hockey in other countries. Like my 8th grade year, I went to China to go play hockey, which was truly amazing. It was awesome. And then this year, during Christmas, I went to I think it was 6 different countries over in Europe. We went to like Iceland, Sweden, Czech, a bunch of those.
Fantastic. So when you guys went to China, whereabouts did you visit? Were you just mostly in the major cities?
We had so many flights. I think it was 10 flights within China itself. We went to Shanghai, Harbin, Jilin, it was Beijing. It was, again, amazing.
Well, fantastic. So is Merv Lappin still involved in that program?
Yep, Merv is, and then Eric Eves, he's taken over and he's taken the big role, and he's been amazing.
So I was on the first trip that Eric Eves led.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, when we went to Russia in, this would have been 2011, 2012.
Oh, yeah.
It was. I mean, I played for Battle Mountain too 10 years ago. It's been quite a while. So, going from high school, you're graduating this year. What's in the future with you for hockey?
Hockey, I don't know. So far, maybe club in college, just something a little fun. But yeah.
You have a college picked out yet?
No, I am undecided as of yet, so we're just waiting.
Anything kind of on the radar? What are you sort of thinking about?
So right now I'm waiting for Loyola Marymount to respond back, and then University of San Diego.
Awesome.
So those are my
Do you have a first choice out of the two?
Loyola Marymount.
Awesome. Why Loyola Marymount?
Well, I was originally born in California, and so just going back there would be amazing. Right on the beach.
You still have family back there?
Yep, I do. I have grandparents.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Would you be nearby them?
Around about like an hour, 2 hours away, something like
fantastic. Like, close enough for a little bit of support away from home.
Yep.
Well, that's fantastic. So, looking forward to this coming up weekend, what are you thinking of for these games?
Oh, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Like I said, we're missing a few players, and we just need to grind out the wins, because right now we're in like 8th seed, I think, and so just moving our way up the ranks would be nice.
Well, awesome. It sounds like you guys are doing really well so far this season. Look forward to seeing you next game, and congratulations on senior night and everything. I'll let you get back to practice.
Thanks, sweet.
So much. Thanks. Yeah, thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
The Eagle Valley Speech and Debate team won the Colorado State Championship this year. With this win, they got to participate in the national qualifiers, where they will be looking to make it to nationals. Now, Congress was last Saturday, and in Congress, they all get to participate and pretend to be politicians debating over certain policies. We got to speak with some members participating in this event about how they were preparing for the event and what they were looking forward to. Let's take a listen on how they're doing. Hello everyone, I am here at the Eagle Valley High School, where I am speaking with their speech and debate team today, who had an amazing performance at the state meet. I am joined by one of their team members here. Do you guys mind introducing yourself, saying your full name and what grade you're in?
Yeah, I'm Sean Aslin, and I'm a senior at Eagle Valley.
Very cool. And what sort of event do you participate in on the speech and debate team?
Yeah, I participate in 2 events. I do Congress and Lincoln Douglas debate.
Very cool. So what does a Congress sort of entail? What's sort of the format?
Yeah, so it's a mock Congress. About a week or 2 before the competition, we get our docket, and it has like 6 to 12 pieces of legislation that we talk about, and it models a mock Congress. So parliamentary procedures, and everybody gives speeches, and yeah.
Very interesting. How many people sort of participate in a single Congress event?
Yeah, anywhere from like 10 to 25 so it ranges a little bit, but that sort of size.
For sure, and everyone does their own speech, right, at it, and as well as debate, so it's sort of a well-rounded thing. How long are the speeches usually in a Congress format?
Yeah, so each person gets 3 minutes of speeches, and then it's followed by a minute or 2 of questioning from everybody else in the chamber.
Very interesting. And how does a winner sort of get picked out of a Congress sort of format?
Yeah, so in each session, there's a judge, 2 or 3 judges, and they all rank each person on how well they speak, evidence that's used, decorum, parliamentary procedure, all of that stuff, and then they'll rank everybody based on all of that.
That is very interesting. Now, you also do the other event, the Lincoln...
Yeah, Lincoln Douglas debate.
The Lincoln Douglas debate. What sort of format does that entail?
Yeah, so it's similar to public forum debate, except instead of 2-on-2, it's 1-on-1. So we get our topic a month ahead of time, and then you research and do a set debate through that.
Very cool. And what sort of topic was there for the state championship?
For the state tournament, we talked about... For the state tournament, we talked about open borders and whether or not justice requires open borders.
That is very cool. So how many rounds did that entail for you?
Yeah, so I went through 5 rounds of debate, but if you made it to the finals, you got to 6 rounds of debate.
Wow.
Yeah.
But still, you participated all the way up to the semifinals, which is a very impressive accomplishment for sure. Now, sort of, what got you wanting to join the speech and debate team in the first place?
I've always been motivated by like speaking and like having an impact with your voice. And I want to take that voice and go to law school and maybe potentially be a politician. And so through that, I've always wanted to do that. And so I think it's just kind of allowed me to build my voice more.
That's super cool. So definitely helping build a voice for yourself and being able to participate in tough discussions that'll help you in your future. Sort of over the past couple of years being a member of the debate team, what has been sort of your favorite aspect overall all the years you've been with the team?
I think we have a really great community here on the team. I think everybody kind of gets along with each other. We go on overnight trips and everybody's just super fun and energetic. And at the state meet we went and played laser tag, and that's always been fun. So I think on top of just debating, we also have a really great community on the team. Yeah.
That's super cool. Now, I hear you guys qualified for the national qualifiers. How are you preparing for that?
Yeah, so right now I am doing Congress. I'm preparing for Congress. We've got a docket with 24 pieces of legislation, so a much larger docket than normal. And we're working through researching the bills and preparing speeches and that sort of thing.
Very interesting. So super cool. Congress is coming up this week. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
so
correct.
Are you feeling nervous for that?
A little bit, yeah. I went last year and I competed and did really well last year at the national stage. So I'm looking forward to going this year and maybe trying to take home a national title. We'll see.
For sure. That's super cool. Now, how many other members of your team participate in Congress with you?
In the normal season, there's about 4 or 5 of us, and we're taking 9 to the national qualifying tournament this weekend.
That's super exciting. So really a strong showing from you guys for Congress, right? If you are taking 9, how many people do you think will participate this year at the national qualifiers?
In general, I think our team's taking probably 15 or 20 people in their respective events, 9 of them coming from Congress.
That's super, super cool. Now, you get huge docket, I assume, with all sorts of different legislation in it. What sort of wanted you to do Congress out of all the different events you could participate in speech and debate?
I've just found the greatest success in the event. I've tried a bunch of other events, and I feel like my speaking style bodes really well to doing good in Congress. And so I think that's what's really led me to choosing that event. I also enjoy talking about the different legislation. It's an event where you talk about a bunch of different stuff and it gets more political as compared to other events.
For sure. Now, what do you think the most important piece or talent would be for doing well in a Congress event?
I think just being personable and being able to build relationships with people is probably the biggest key in Congress.
Oh, that's very cool. Now, sort of, you said you wanted to go to law school and do that whole thing. Have you accepted or been accepted into any schools yet?
Yeah, I've been accepted into a bunch of schools in California, CU Boulder, and kind of just, I want to go out to California, so that's my,
Nice.
yeah.
The UCs or some private stuff over there?
Both Cal State and UC schools, yeah.
Very, very cool. Well, congratulations on that. That's a super exciting development in your whole life, and congratulations on doing so well at the state tournament, and good luck. Yeah, tons of good luck towards you for the national qualifiers. Sean, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
It's been a pleasure.
We have to take a quick break. When we come back, we're covering more speech and debate, so stay tuned. The Eagle Valley Speech and Debate team is participating in the national qualifiers this year. It's a very huge event, and we got to speak to a number of individuals about how they are preparing and how they enjoy being part of the Eagle Valley Speech and Debate team. Let's take a listen to what they have to say. Hello, everyone. I am here at the Eagle Valley High School speaking with their speech and debate team who did extremely well at the state tournament. I'm joined by one of their members. Do you mind introducing yourself, saying your full name, your grade, and what events you like to participate in?
All right, so thank you very much for interviewing me. My name is Alvaro Marin Garcia, and I participate in Lincoln Douglas debate, congressional debate, extemporaneous speaking, and also impromptu speaking. So I do the whole bag, and I'm a junior here on the team, and I'm also a captain.
That's super cool. So what sort of made you want to join the speech and debate team in the first place?
Well, I've always realized that in order to participate in a marketplace full of ideas, I have to be able to articulate my ideas not only in a quick manner, but also in a manner that is clear and also doesn't just equate to a bunch of word salad. So I hope to one day participate in a political discourse like being a political commentator, being a lawyer, maybe even being a politician. So I thought this program might help me with that.
Oh, for sure. Now, is that sort of why you wanted to take on all these different aspects with both impromptu speaking and sort of the Congress and debate style?
Yeah, I've always thought of speech and debate not necessarily just being about speech or just being about debate, but how I can make sure that I have this well-rounded set of ideals and skills that I can participate both in speech and also in debate too.
Oh, for sure. That's super cool. So out of all the different events you do cover, which one's your favorite?
My favorite one is by far extemporaneous speaking because I think it's the most news-like and also political, because in this event, you're given only 30 minutes to answer a question. So you have 30 minutes to write a speech, and then you have to do the speech in 7 minutes. And these questions are very political in nature, so it's kind of like a question that you would get asked on the news if you were an expert. So I just love that I'm put on the spot and I have to know things about certain things, about political discourse.
Oh, for sure. So thinking about all the topics that you did do this year, which has been sort of the one that stood out to you the most or been your favorite?
Well, my favorite topic, or is this in extemporaneous speaking or in debate?
Extemporaneous speaking.
Well, in extemporaneous speaking, at the state final round that I competed in just like 2 weeks ago, I got this question, which was, how has the United States handled the opioid epidemic? And I made sure to answer it through 3 ways. I think my first way was by investing in harm reduction programs. The second was by monitoring the drugs entering from the border. And I think the third and final way was by making sure that we don't have this, anti-immigrant discourse on it. So I was just really grateful to be able to talk about opioids and how they impact the community, as well as even be able to tie it to Eagle County and our struggles with it too.
Oh, for sure. That's a very interesting and relevant topic, especially right now. Sort of now moving away from I can't even speak. Moving away from that, looking more into the debate side, what has been your sort of favorite topic to debate over these, this year?
So my favorite topic to debate this year was the November-December topic, which was the People's Republic of China ought to prioritize environmental protection over economic growth. So I got to debate that both the environment is more important and also on the negation side, the economy is more important.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. Now, I assume you've been participating with this team for the past 3 years, correct? What do you think your biggest form of growth has been over the past 3 years been?
I think my biggest form of growth has been able to articulate my ideas in the time that I'm allotted, because you're only allowed like 4 to 5 or to 6 minutes to be able to state your case and to make sure your ideas are heard. And I noticed that a lot. I would have the ideas in my head, but when I opened my mouth, the ideas just wouldn't come out. So I've been able to learn how to say exactly what I've needed to say in the time frame needed, and also at an appropriate pace too.
Oh, for sure. Definitely a very good speaker. Wow. Unlike me, obviously. So I have no doubt that you are doing extremely well in this aspect. Sort of looking forward into the future, you said you wanted to maybe do a political commentator or even a lawyer sort of role. So how are you looking to accomplish these goals?
So I first hope to attend college. I hope to complete a bachelor's in political science or in international relations, and then go to law school, maybe even complete a law degree, probably in state because that's what I can afford. But I'm just thinking about how I can grow my sort of understanding about politics of the laws, and then maybe just launch a channel, or maybe even just get hired by a news company. I'm just looking, and I'll see what happens.
Oh, for sure. Now, you are a captain this year. How have you helped bring up and improve the skills of some of these underclassmen that have just joined the team?
Right, so the people who try to join this team, for the first few weeks of the season, we dedicate it primarily to the people just starting out. So the captains will have like lectures and activities for these new people, and I'll make sure to get to know them, get to know what they like, what skills they have, how they can be bettered. And I've taught novices in Lincoln Douglas debate and impromptu speaking and extemporaneous speaking, and I just make sure to watch them perform, be gracious in trying to criticize them because I know that they're putting their best out there, and all I can really do is support them and hope that they can put their own plan forward and see how they can improve.
Oh, for sure. Very well said for a captain. Now, looking over the past 3 years, what has been sort of your favorite aspect of being part of this team?
My favorite aspect of being part of this team is knowing that I have people who will always have my back. Part of the good thing about being in a speech and debate team is that people on your team know how to speak, so they'll be able to defend me, they'll be able to make sure that they're on my side, and I feel like because we're able to articulate our ideas, we have this culture of belonging and love that, frankly, I've never felt before.
That is super amazing. If you see someone who's looking to join the speech and debate team, what sort of advice would you give them?
I would tell them that, hey, maybe it might be a little bit scary to join a team that prides itself on public speaking and on being kind of confrontational in debate. But once you realize that it's not all that scary and that you're able to build these skills that are going to help you years into the future, as well as building friends that I'm sure I'm going to have for the rest of my life, I think that the benefits that you're going to get over the long term are definitely worth more than the short-term fear aspect that you might get from the anxiety.
Oh, for sure. That is super well said. Now, I know I personally have a bit of a stage fright. Do you have such fears?
Well, I used to have stage fright because in the last few months, I've been in some activities where I've needed to have a microphone in front of the entire school. And I'll always be a little bit nervous before, but now I've been able to embrace, holding a microphone to my face and being able to speak to people, because all I have to do is have confidence. And really all that is just having confidence. Have confidence that the words that you say are going to have an impact, and you know what? Maybe it will land.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. Great job at the state championship tournament, and great luck at the national qualifiers.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. That's all the time that we have for this episode of the Scoreboard. A quick reminder that this Thursday and Friday is going to be the state championships for skiing disciplines, both alpine and Nordic. It's going to be held in Summit County, so if you want, you can be sure to go out and support all of our local teams participating in this tournament. If you have any other story ideas, please email us at scoreboard@tv8vail.com. And as always, if you've missed any of our previous episodes, you can find them all at thescoreboardnation.com. I've been your host, Brett Ferraro, and I can't wait to see you all next time.